Carr quickly off his line to block that. And a good flick across, and McAvenny was in again, but it went out off a Farnborough boot, and it's another corner. Very important for the non-league side to weather the early pressure, find their feet. Goalkeeper changed his mind about coming, and West Ham have their third corner. From Power. Ian Bishop to take the third corner. Maybe another variation. Near post dish again, and off the line, and hacked away. And still there are problems there. So the third corner was in many ways the most dangerous of them all, and in fact it was Mark Fleming who kicked it away from inside the post. It's onside by Reed. Pass was from Baker. Reed, and McCluskey managed to get some part of his body onto it, and Reed will be disappointed that he didn't get a little bit of elevation there to chip that over the goalkeeper as he spread himself. It was a very good chance, very different from the early chance which fell to Dean Coney in the first game, but they spurned that one, and Reed has failed to make this one count. But not that one. It was a very good effort indeed. Cleared off the line as McCluskey came. And the header, I think, was from By. Here he is. And Farnborough have shown that not only can they soak it up, they can give a bit in return. And those early corners by West Ham caused problems, but Farnborough produced a very good corner of their own. Kenny Brown off the line. Holmes. 4. Farnborough showing West Ham that they can play the one-touch passes too. Coney, good shot, a lot of power behind it. On target, the cross go down well. Dean Coney with a cruciate ligament injury which makes him now unfit for league football, but still, given the right kind of service, capable of finding targets. Breaker. Morley. Baker's cross. Morley's shot. Well, at least he's having a go. Been on the bench for the last 4 games. Came off it on Saturday and scored the equaliser against Wimbledon. It's earned him his chance from the start here. But he was too high that time. And yet another corner. Very deep this time. And West Ham getting a lot of bodies in there. Powers missed his punch, and it's hooked wide by Morley. Power must have had a nasty moment there. May have felt he was impeded. West Ham get a lot of bodies in there at these corners, and Farnborough can't get the ball away. Wasn't a good punch. Morley's shot was only a foot wide. Turn by Morley for Brown. Sat up very invitingly, but the angle was tight. goalkeeper was coming, and Brown couldn't make anything of it. Really just asked for the volley. Keeper put him off, maybe. These are anxious days for Billy Bonds there in the middle of that picture. He celebrates 25 years at the club towards the end of this season. Remarkable that when he came here first as a player from Charlton, Farnborough were playing on a rope-top pitch on a recreation ground in their infant days. Breaker. Holmes. And so they go in at half-time. The chorus of boos comes from a section of the West Ham support. Simon Reed goes in to reflect on the one chance that he's had, which McCluskey smothered. John Power, the goalkeeper, will feel that he's had a fairly lively evening, but will be delighted that his goal remains intact. So too are the Farnborough fans. They've seen their side take on the First Division and survive again. 0-0 at half-time. Farnborough Town start the second half. There's provision here tonight for extra time and possibly for penalties. They stand at the moment 0-0, having drawn 1-1 10 days ago. Breaker. That's a number by Bye. Misjudgment by Breaker. Handball. And the ball kicked away then by Stemp. And I think Mr. Groves can't have failed to see the contact and must have ruled it accidental. Has to be intent, but corner, I think number 13 for West Ham. It's over. Farnborough breathe again. Mr. Groves is well positioned here. Well, I think it was just getting his balance when he put his hand up, and the ball came from behind him, so entitled perhaps to the benefit of the doubt from the referee. McAvenny met it, offside given against Morley. Moore hoofs it up. Foul by Reed, or by Coney rather. Bishop. Round to Breaker. Bishop again. Morley. Breaker did well to get that. Bye concedes yet another corner. Dix going over in case they want to play it short, which they do. And he sold the dummy, and it almost led to a goal. McAvenny didn't make contact. It was a good cross from Dix. Bishop. McAvenny. Pressure stays on. Breaker's cross. Knocked away for yet another corner. Can Farnborough really keep doing this and survive? Julian Dix, left foot. Foster's header, and then Morley gets a deflection for one more corner. The concentration this requires from Farnborough must be sapping. the post that time, I think, from Morley. Somebody got a deflection to it. Appeals for handball, perhaps. But all it is yet one more corner. Headed away this time by Wigmore, collected by Brown. Bishop. Bishop again, wrong-footed stemp. And McAvenny couldn't turn on it. We'll have a look at the one that was scraped off the line just now. There's a suggestion of handball here. No, that was chest. Bishop, Dix, Breaker. Brown outside him this time. McAvenny. Breaker. Just about the best move of the game. Well constructed by West Ham. Very intelligent move inside by Tim Breaker. Good touch from McAvenny. Just one pace from Breaker. Fine shot, just wide. Don't think the goalkeeper would have touched it. Breaker again. McAvenny. Bishop. Brown. So often looks good to this point, but now, what about this from Brown? Will he go all the way? Shot was blocked in the end. He kept running and in the end ran into trouble. Foster. Bishop. McAvenny. Slater. Slater's cross met by Wigmore's head. Slater again. Time running away. 11 minutes left of normal time. Dix. Bad ball from Reed. And a foul, I think, by a tired Holmes. Oh dear. Good save. Foster was there, and the ball was nodded down to him by a careless defender. And the clearest shot for West Ham comes to a central defender. And Colin Foster got hold of it well, so too did Parr. Four in the box for Farnborough. Holmes comes out to collect from the throw and stays up in support, and then McCluskey doesn't make it. Oh, kicked off the line. Reed didn't make decent contact with it, and Foster scraped it off the line, but the whistle had gone before that for an infringement, I think. Just possible that the referee gave the foul on McCluskey so that even if Reed had connected, it wouldn't have counted. 3 minutes left. Brown. McAvenny. Header by Holmes. Wide from Slater. But at least a shot at goal. Probably a little bit of skill to make the possibility. Reasonable enough game for Farnborough to play. Clock ticking down, under 2 minutes. Morley. McAvenny, Brown, Breaker in support. This is Brown. Didn't know what to do. Gave the responsibility to Breaker. Keeper's going for it and has clawed it down, and it's been put in by Morley. 1 minute and 15 seconds remaining, and Trevor Morley, the top scorer last season, capitalises on what really I think was a bit of misfortune rather than anything else. Keeper had pulled it down. Morley got the loose ball and has saved West Ham's skins. Stemp was desperately unlucky that Power just pulled the ball down into his midriff. There was nothing he could do about it except let it drop for Morley. Under pressure again in the dying seconds. Slater on yet another run. McAvenny, good save from Power. The second goal would have been very hard on Farnborough. Power made a very fine save there when McAvenny was left unmarked. Breaker, crowd whistling. We've had nearly 2 minutes of added time. Breaker comes forward again for West Ham. Farnborough have to be committed to go forward, so the spaces may appear at the back, and a second goal would always be possible. But here's Coney. Appeal for handball not given. Two and a quarter minutes of stoppage time is enough. The final whistle has gone, and West Ham have beaten Farnborough Town by a goal from Trevor Morley, his fourth of the season. Ted Pearce will be the first to congratulate his and the opposition players. No more sporting gentlemen in the game. Farnborough have enjoyed themselves. West Ham are relieved, and they will hope that perhaps for a while the crowd will stay off their backs, but that remains to be seen. And as Farnborough take a lap of honour, they get a standing ovation, not just from the fans who've come up from Hampshire, but from the East London supporters too, who know good battlers when they see them. Farnborough retreat with honour. West Ham look, hopefully, to a brighter future.
But I guess you're a very relieved man.
Yes, I thought they're, you know, we said last time they played here they were a credit to the division. They came and played and made it very hard for us. They put a lot of people back behind the ball, played very well, and you know, they were a credit to their division.
No, I'm not deflated. No, it was a magnificent display by my side to come to a first division ground on two occasions like we have done in recent weeks, and to play football like we've played and to earn the results that we've earned. OK, it'll show in the papers tomorrow morning that we lost this game, but we won in so many other respects.
Well, one trouble relief for them there tonight, but you'd be half-wished to know which was the first division side, really.
There were times like that. It was an outstanding performance, almost an astounding performance by Farnborough, because early on in the game they could have easily gone ahead. I mean, they showed no fear at all. They played well, and Simon Reed and Andy Bye both went very close in the early stages of the game, and they could have found themselves behind.
Especially that first chance was wonderful.
Well, it's a lovely little pass from Mark Fleming just over the top of the defence. And then I think a lot of credit goes to Ludo McCloskey against Reed, because he doesn't commit himself. He stands up, and in the end you can say, well, the fella hits his knee, but it's not. It's a good goalkeeping save there. But it was a really good chance for Farnborough at a time when obviously West Ham nerves are down. Now what appealed to me here was Andy Bye, the timing of his run, coming in late. I mean, that's not a non-league, that's real planning, and there's a lot gone in. Great timing, arriving late in there, and off the line there by Kenny Brown. OK, I think really in the end, Billy Bonds was right, that they did put a lot of players behind the ball. They did defend in great depth, but all credit to them.
But
for
they
the way
could have been
did.
2 up.
They could have been 2 up
Yeah.
against a First Division side, and then they're 3rd in the GM Vauxhall Conference. That'd be a credit to the Football League.
It was settled right towards the end, wasn't it?
Well, it's a great shame in a way for the goalkeeper, because he does, okay, he might have misjudged the cross from Tim Breaker slightly, but he does what goalkeepers should do. He gets his hand to it. Where it falls down, it hits his own defender, Wayne Stemp. And then for Trevor Morley, it's just a case of knocking it into the net. So I think he's really very unlucky in that respect.
Yeah, terrific match. So West Ham will now play Wrexham.